Good evening. Like it's exactly 7. I'm so excited. Um, for you, it's 6:59 for me, but it takes a minute for the spike to show up. Action needed. Dismiss. Okay. Oh, okay. Hope I didn't dismiss everything. All right. Um, so somebody check in so I know that this is broadcasting. My name is Douglas Griffin. This is Wednesday night. Let me just slow down. This is my Wednesday night Bible study. It's October 6th. The Dodgers are on. So if you're watching this live, God bless you. You must not be a Dodger fan. Um, so I expect most of you to watch this after the Dodgers um, are over. Like Susie Holiday. If I say your name, I'll be shocked. But hopefully afterwards, you can watch it when the game is over as part of your celebration that we won. Okay, so I am teaching Book of Matthew. We're in chapter 28. Um, we've almost to the whole thing. The Jesus has been crucified, and then the women went to the tomb just to anoint his body, because no one understood that whole resurrection thing. But when they get there, the stone has been rolled away. Mary Magdalene's first thought is, "Oh no, they've stolen his body." So she runs and tells the disciples, "They've stolen his body." Meanwhile, the women actually go inside. They see two angels, and the angels say, "When you see the disciples, tell them to meet Jesus in Galilee. He's not here." So they leave. They run into Jesus, and they can't even believe it's really Jesus. They grab his feet. He said, just to make sure, is he here? Or am I just seeing things? Because I'm just so excited. I've invented this in my mind. I wanted to see Jesus, so I've invented him. They go, nope, it's actually him. Um, then Peter and John show up. They go in the tomb. They they don't see anything. The angels have left on purpose because Jesus had already given them really specific instructions. And God sometimes he'll tell us something and he wants to see, are you going to believe it? Are you going to do it? He's not going to tell you 15 times. So they leave. Um, Peter runs into Jesus on his way. We don't know what Jesus said to Peter. He never told anybody. We just know that he showed up and talked to Peter. Mary Magdalene comes back and um, she sees the empty tomb again. She actually goes in and she sees an angel. He says, "Don't worry. When you see them, tell them to meet Jesus in Galilee." And as she's leaving, oh, I'm sorry, Mary Magdalene actually, Jesus actually appeared to her first, and then to the women. Um, so uh, the women have seen Jesus. The disciples have not. Thank you, whoever. Uh, oh, oh, Susie Holiday. I can't believe it. Why aren't you watching the Dodger? You probably have one eye on the Dodger game. Okay, so um, they they tell the disciples, Jesus said, "Meet you in Galilee." They don't. So Jesus shows up at the disciples where they're all in the upper room and scares them. And John and a few of these give really great account. And I'm going to go through John next. Um, and then oh, and he appears and then he leaves. 8 days later, he comes back, and they're still there. Um, so they finally decide to go to Galilee. But when we read the book of John, we'll see when they got to Galilee, they went fishing. They said, "Well, we're here. Let's go fishing." Jesus meets them on the shore. He cooks some food for them, and they don't even recognize it as Jesus at first. We'll see. And then finally, they go to the mountaintop. So that's where we're starting from. Matthew chapter 28, verse 16 says, "Then the 11 disciples went away to Galilee to the mountain which Jesus had appointed for them." How did they know it was the mountain? That's where they should go, because he didn't say, he, like it's on purpose. He wants them to put two and two together, right? He just simply said, "Meet me in Galilee." But they finally figure out, let's go to the mountain. How do they know? Okay. In Mark chapter 9, in verse 1 and 2, we talked about this last week. He said to them, he took them unto a mountain in Galilee, and then he took just Peter, James, and John up to the very top, and they see him transfigured, right? They see his, like a preview of his new body, which we will all get new bodies. These bodies are subject to death. We're going to get bodies that will never die, our eternal bodies. They'll be different. Because from the time we're born, our body's starting to die. We're going to have bodies that from the time we're given to it, it's just living and living and living and living. And so it's going to look different. It's one of the reasons they didn't recognize Jesus. Um, so he says, "Assuredly I say to you that there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God present with power." So he says that to all the disciples. Then he takes a few of them up. So it says, "Now after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, and he led them up to a high mountain." Later in verse 9, it says, "Now as they came down from the mountain, he commanded them that they should tell no one the things they had seen, till the Son of Man had risen from the dead." So don't mention this whole thing that you saw, which you don't get what it is, until I'm risen from the dead. So they kept this word to themselves, questioning what the rising from the dead meant. Like, when it's like risen from the dead, what are you talking about? They still don't know what he's talking about. So we imagine that now they finally told them, by the way,